Rasanbhai Patel, Director General Dr. Anup Singh, Trustees of Nirma Education Society and Research Foundation, Deans of Faculties, Directors of the Institutes, University Officers, Distinguished Faculty, dear graduating students, guests, proud parents, media representatives, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for inviting me here for this 15th Convocation of Nirma University. I am aware of the high reputation of the university and high rankings in the recent university rankings. It is still more creditable because you have achieved it in a very short period, because 15, 20 years period for a university is a very small period. We know universities, we have been there for hundreds of years all over the world. So I am really very happy that it is moving so fast, so well. You are of course lucky to be graduated from this institution, and you are still luckier as I speak to you in this speech than all of us many years ago, because you are going to live in India, which is going to be much different than what we lived in all these years. You are going to live in India, which is going to soon become middle income country, which is close to $8,000-9,000 per year GDP per capita. Presently it is of course 1,300 or so. And we will be amongst top 3-4 countries in the world by many surveys that are going on and predictions in next 10 years. A country which will be respected for high technology, country that will be respected for the democracy and related institutions, and would be considered as one of the important powers in the country. And accelerating this journey is what you are going to witness. But to my mind, more important, you are going to contribute to make it happen. So I thought maybe I should tell you a few words how you can contribute to that journey of yours as well of this country, because you are going to play part in that journey. So I plan to spend next few minutes talking about that through 7 points that I make here. The 7 points are based on my experience of founding a leading IT company in the country, from just 15,000 rupees in the pocket that I and my other colleagues started this, and then going all over the world successfully last 30 years. 7, as they say, is a very spiritual number, so it so happens that when I penned down this, the 7 points came to my mind. The first point that I really talk, and very important, is just first define what success is for you. Traditional way, of course, is that you should become top MD or CEO, or you should make a lot of money. But I think that's not enough. The institution that I passed out, that is IIT, every year gives award for a distinguished alumni. I was lucky to receive that award few years ago. And when I was going there to receive the award, I was hoping that I will see engineers or at best management experts or managers getting that award. But I was surprised to see that half the people were neither engineers or managers or entrepreneurs for that matter, like me. There was one of them was a civil servant doing very distinguished work in nutrition. Another person was NGO, founded an NGO and doing work in the remotest part, I think northeast part of India. And one of them was filmmaker. So now you would find what that IIT has to do with that. Of course they don't teach us any of that. But I think they did what made them successful. And probably they asked 3 questions. These 3 questions please ask yourself whenever you reflect back in your journey next many, many years. The three questions are, what do you love to do? First question you need to ask. That's very important. Don't spend time something which you don't love to do. Second question, of course, what you love to do has to be supported by what are your strengths. Because if you love to do something, but if you do not have good strengths in it, you would love it, but yet you won't be moving very successfully in that journey. And last question is, what are those places where I can make large impact, large opportunities? Because if you love to do something and if your strengths are there, but if you end up doing some very small impact or small thing, obviously it won't satisfy when you look back in your life. So these three questions, if I look back myself, probably I did answer them somewhat successfully. I love to do what I love to do, that is just to do what I like to do and completely be free, chart my own destiny. That's why I became entrepreneur. But that's not what I'm recommending. You do whatever you like to do, but please answer these three questions is all that I'm saying. So you can be entrepreneur, you can be a manager, you can be a university vice chancellor, so on and so forth. That's not important what you do, but what you do impact the world, do impact society around you, because that's more important than just doing what you don't like to do. Of course, your professors may not like my advice saying that I'm telling you not to do what you have learned, that is business management or law. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that find out what you are good at, what you love to do. The second point is, this is not enough. You should find out, define a success. But one thing that if I have learned in my life is there is no substitute to working hard. As they say, it's just 1% inspiration, 99% perspiration. In this 30 years journey, first 5-6 years for me were very, very difficult. No entrepreneur succeeds unless one works hard, one works with very limited resources, one works with very, very frugal ways. And many times we thought, why we should do this business? Let's close down. We could have got a good job from what degrees we had. But that's not what we wanted to do. We said we must work hard. It may take time. It will take our patience. It will make our families little bit suffer, but something will work out. That commitment to hard work is what is needed, is all that I'm saying here. But that work hard alone is not enough. We know many people who work hard yet don't go anywhere. The work hard has to be tempered with work smart, as I say. Work smart is about doing something differently, doing something by asking three questions, as I say here, is how could I improve, how could I change what I am doing, and how could I add value. Those are the three questions you need to ask, because that is what will make you do many things with small effort. So if hard work is tempered with smart work, I can assure you the success will always be on your way. I remember many a time I used to debate with my other colleague board members and founders about doing certain things, and they used to say, oh Ashank, this is not the way we should do, there is another way of doing it, and so on. The point I am making is, look at improving your work every day. Every day gives you an opportunity to improve yourself, working smart, and that would take you far ahead. My third point is what I call win-win. I think if there is one point which people miss in that journey, is they think that it is a lone ranger. I can do everything. Why should I worry about what others are doing, people around me? I think that has never worked for me, never worked for most of the people, I suppose. Because there are people around you. There are people who would be your colleagues. There will be people who would be your subordinates if you are working in large organization. And each one of them have their aspirations, their dreams. Each one of them also want to succeed like you. Are you aware? Are you looking at them? Are you trying to help them to succeed with you? If you are doing that, then they will support you in your journey. So success in the end is not your own. It is a teamwork. And teamwork here don't mean only people in organization. Your spouse has to support you. Your family members have to support you. There are many your friends will support you. You are building friendship today in this school. When you go out, some of them will help. In fact, first order of my company, Mastek, came from my friend from IIM Ahmedabad who was my classmate. And I still am grateful for it because that was a breaking point for the company. And why did he thought of us? Because we were good friends, we were working together, we were helping each other. So please remember that teamwork, inspiring and involving other people is a very important part. And to my mind, most of the failures which occur today in a business arena and in organization is someone thinking himself that he can achieve everything. So please keep that in mind, that win-win is what it is all about. The fourth point I make is adaptability. It is good thing to have a large vision, but the world doesn't work the way you want it. So what I have learned hard way is to be being flexible, accommodative, being practical as they call it, because world is changing so fast. So what you have planned today is not true tomorrow. You have to always look at the changes that are happening around you and look back at the decisions that you have taken, whether they are relevant today or tomorrow. Unless you are flexible to do all this, you will end up on a wrong path because you were not conscious about changes that have happened. So the question that I always ask, and you should ask yourself, is are you willing to listen to people around you? Are you willing to look objectively at a different viewpoints? Beyond everything else, you should be open to look at the things as they are. As they are is the truth, and not as you think they should be. That is out of your preconceived notions, the way you are brought up, the way you are seeing the world. Please remember, there is a filter in everything that you look at the world, and that is not what the world is. So this is about, at one level, living in truth, living in candor, so that you are very objective, and being an objective, you are willing to change continuously, at the same time keeping end point in the mind. That takes me to the next point, which is fifth point. When I say continuously change yourself, be adaptive, be flexible, I don't mean that you have to cut corners. That has never worked for me. You should not sacrifice integrity and honesty. There are people who believe that end justifies means. I am not one of them. Ultimately, it is ethics, it is a honesty, it is being truthful, which is the cornerstone. Now that looks to be a very theoretical advice, you would say, in the what is happening in the world. Please don't worry about exceptions. Those are exceptions which we don't like to have. But I am always proud that I took decisions where I could go sleep at home peacefully, not worrying about quality of my decisions. And there were many instances that in your business, when you particularly build your business, there are cases where you could. I would just like to narrate one case that we had once, very interesting situation where when we received one big consignment of some imported software, and it was one day before the budget. It was received actually one day before budget, and after budget the duty was changed. It was lowered. If you are strictly little bit short term oriented, you could have saved taxes. I felt that is not the right way to do it because it has just received a day before. I am still proud of that decision and many others. The point I am making is, yes, the path of honesty may be difficult, but it is something which will make you feel proud. The last 2 points. One, I am talking about giving back. Now you will say, I have had to be successful, why should I give back? But I think if I have made one mistake, if I may, I have not started that much earlier in my career. I should have done it earlier is what I feel. Please remember, your society, your family, your friends, your community, your college has contributed to what you are today. It is your responsibility to give back and make suitable contribution that you think is right. I'll give you an example. You should seriously consider giving 1 day of your time or 1 day's earning per year to your alma mater, where you have passed out from. After all, you will now have a long-term relationship with this institute. And if your alma mater does well, you are going to also get benefit. So it is not only giving back, it is in your interest to do that giving back. Personally, I follow that advice, at least with my alma mater, that I should contribute in whatever way I can, and it has been a great satisfaction. Having said all this, let me make a last point, which looks to be a point opposite to all that I have said, that you should plan success, you should look at win-win, you should work hard, you should be adaptable. What I am saying here is, live your life every moment. Be in a state of awareness every moment, which is neither connected with past or future. Every moment is a new moment with full potential. I always cite this example as just an example. Once I was sitting in my car in traffic jams in Mumbai and cursing, various people why these traffic jams are happening, and I saw a handicapped guy literally passing next to my car in a tricycle, happily singing and trying to find a way out. I'm sure at that moment he was much more effective than what I was. He was much more happier than what I was. Because to him that moment was an important moment, not what has happened before or after. He was doing his best at that moment. Now you might think that if I focus on this moment, I don't plan, is it? You might think that it will divert your attention from achieving your goal. You will be worried that you will not be focused on achievement, you will just sit quiet. No, I am not saying that. It is exactly opposite, in fact. When you work like that, you will realize how enjoyment the work is. Work is no more a chore. You will get very objective in your decision making. I always found that most of my decisions went wrong, even as I said earlier, because I was looking at it through my bias. When I am completely aware in the moment, enjoying as I stand in front of you today, I will be very objective. I will not my decisions would be still more correct and better. I would like to quote a message of Gita here, which is all of us know. It's called Karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. There are various interpretations given to that. I strongly feel an interpretation that I believe is right. Karmanyevadhikaraste is very clear. It means that to achieve your goal, be committed to the duty. Duty is your dharma, is your adhikar. That's clear. But ma phaleshu kadachana actually means, to my mind, is that don't let happiness depend on achieving those goals. You should try best, that's your duty, but phala may or may not happen. Don't worry about them right now as you stand. It may happen also. Whatever may be the outcome, you need to be effective now. Happiness is right now, right as I speak. It matters whether I am happy right now and enjoying what I am speaking to you, not what I am going to do 10 minutes from now. So I would like to repeat this message that moment to moment. Every moment of your present and future is loaded with immense possibilities. You have studied in the best institute in this country. I request you to imbibe these 7 practices in your life and embark upon a glorious future for yourself. I wish you all the success. Thank you.